Greetings. Welcome to this issue of the award-winning publication, The Pharmacologist, brought to you by ASPET, the American Society for Pharmacology and Experimental Therapeutics. Be sure to check out the rest of this issue. My name is Carol Beck, and I'm your current ASPET president. In this segment, I'll have some final comments about ASPET 2025, talk about future plans, and talk about upcoming calls for session proposals. ASPET 2025 in Portland, Oregon is now in the rearview mirror. We had 1,022 attendees take over the Hilton downtown Portland and the adjacent Dunaway Portland hotels for 4 days of amazing science. What was your favorite part? What was your favorite keynote talk and why? Did you learn something new in each session? That's always one of my personal goals. Of course, we ask for your feedback in a post-meeting survey. In next month's message, I'll highlight some of the results of this survey. I'd like to give a special shout out to the ASPET Executive Director, Dave Jackson, and the ASPET staff who work tirelessly to organize and implement these meetings each year. It's not too early to start making plans for next year. ASPET 2026 will be in Minneapolis, Minnesota, May 17th through the 20th. Note that the 2026 meeting will return to the month of May. Some of you have asked why we're going back and forth between dates in April and May. This is only our third year to have our standalone meeting, and we're still experimenting with times and features. Also, meeting locations for meetings of this size are often booked multiple years in advance. Right now, we're playing catch up, and sometimes we don't have the full array of options because some venues are already booked. But each year, we get closer to being where we want to be in terms of advanced planning. The ASPET Meetings Director, Melissa Houston, and her team are simultaneously working on plans for multiple meetings. While working on ASPET 2025, they were also finalizing arrangements for ASPET 2026 in Minneapolis and investigating locations for ASPET 2027 and 2028. Also in the It's Not Too Early category, meeting planning for ASPET 2026 starts soon with a call for session proposals. ASPET members can prepare and submit proposals for sessions at the next meeting. We encourage teamwork in the entire process. Watch for information on the ASPET website about the submission requirements. Also, we encourage you to contact division leadership with questions and ideas before you submit your proposals. Once the proposals are submitted, they're reviewed by the divisions and by the programming committee. The annual meeting is only one of the things that ASPET does for members. Our journals operate year-round, reviewing and accepting manuscripts for the ASPET journals. ASPET divisions and committees function throughout the year. One of our lessons learned from the COVID era was greater experience with webinars, online town halls and networking sessions, and online executive committee meetings of the divisions. At the time, this was done entirely out of necessity, but these are things we have maintained after COVID ended. Having online events throughout the year allows us to serve more ASPET members and gives more chances for members to participate. Not everyone can travel to meetings. Did you know that the ASPET Science Policy Committee has a scheduled monthly meeting? Each month, the committee meets to discuss what is happening. Between meetings, the committee often has discussions through ASPET Connect and email about whether or not ASPET should sign on to various group letters and petitions. This group has an important advisory role to the ASPET Council, and it makes sure that the things we sign on to are consistent with ASPET's mission and values. That's all for me for now. See you next month.